Gather around, ladies and gentlemen. It's story time. In this episode, I'm going to talk to you about my time here at my current duty station and how it's coming to an end. Today was actually my last day. And I'm going to talk to you about why I'm nervous and why I have so much anxiety. And I'm going to talk to you the goods, the bads here at this duty assignment and why I'm so nervous about my next assignment. Let's get into it. So I wanted to do this video because I've seen a couple other videos out there of fellow YouTubers, and they talk about anxiety or stress and how they get after it and how they cure it. And we all have our different ways of doing things. And I'll talk about anxiety a little bit later in the video. But first, I want to, if you don't know, I'm in the military, and currently I'm stationed in Wisconsin, a place called Fort McCoy, and I've been here for 2 years. I came here from Fort Leavenworth, which is 8 hours up the street, and yeah, today was my last day in my unit. Tomorrow I'll start out processing, but today was pretty much my last work day. And the 2 years went by pretty quick. If you don't know, I'm from the East Coast. So in Wisconsin, there's a lot of snow, there's a lot of cold weather. So it was a big change for me. And I came down here without my family. The first year I had my older son living with me, and we got him through college at Western Tech, and then he graduated, and then he moved back home to start his career. But this last year, I've been down here by myself. And I'll be honest with you, when I came here, you know, in my mind, I said, I'll probably just go there and retire and then go home. But things have changed. When I got here, I was a little nervous before I got here as well. And when I got here, it was a totally different organization that I wasn't used to, and I was nervous. And there was some anxiety, as I'm sure you have anxiety about different things as well. And so, even though I had the mindset that I was going to retire, I still had anxiety because nobody ever likes to be embarrassed. You don't never want to be embarrassed. If you have any kind of pride about yourself, you never want to be embarrassed, right? So, when I came here, the way I got rid of my anxiety and my stress was I consumed everything. And what I mean by that was when I went to work, if there were acronyms I didn't understand, I wrote them down in this book. I had a book. This is a new book, but I had a book, and I wrote the acronyms down. If there was a point of contact that I needed to know about what they done or where they went, I wrote it down in my book. I mean, I was absorbing and consuming everything. I lived about 35 minutes away from my duty assignment every day. I would drive. I would do flash index cards every day on the way to work to remember certain acronyms or certain people so that when I got to work, I knew who was who in the zoo, and I knew where to go to get things. And it didn't take me 6 months to figure it out. Like, I got literally within 30 days, I had a good idea of what everybody did and who did what, and I could understand the language that they were using in the unit. And what I noticed is, and I've done this throughout my whole career, and what I noticed was your anxiety starts going away because you start building confidence, because you start being able to answer questions that your subordinates are coming to you with. When they come to you and you can answer their questions, and you've only been there 30 days because you studied it and you consumed it, you start building confidence, and the anxiety goes away and the stress goes away. And that's pretty much what I did here. I remember one time when we was in a meeting, my boss, there was a lot of people in the meeting, and an acronym popped up on the screen while we were doing a briefing. I think it was MCJA or something like that. And nobody didn't know it. They said, "What is MCJA?" And all of a sudden my boss looked right at me. And he said, "Major Cooper, tell him what the MCJA is." And I don't know why he done that. Maybe he thought I knew what it was, or maybe he assumed I should know. I don't know why he done this. But I could have went really bad for me. But I looked at him and looked at everybody. I said, "The MCJA," I said, "that's the multi-component joint assessment conference that we go to every year." And then I started explaining to him what it was. I hadn't been there 30 days and I knew what it was, but it's only because I studied every day and I knew what we were talking about. And so I just basically consumed everything. So if you got anxiety or you're stressed about something, whether it be work, if you can control it. Now, a lot of people, like when we talk about kids and stuff, that's a different animal because my wife, she struggles with stress with the kids. She's always wanting them to make the right decisions and do the right thing. That's different. The way I ease my anxiety with my kids is I just make sure that as a parent, I give them the resources and the mentorship, and I give them the tools to be successful. I can't go do it for them. Now, my wife, she's different. She still stresses. She's a mama bear, right? And I'm sure if you're a female, you're probably the same way. You want your kids to be successful, and a lot of times females and males too, we think that our children are a direct reflection of us, and they are in many ways. But if you've done everything within your scope to give them the tools, then they ultimately have to go execute, in my opinion. Um, but yeah, today was my last day here in Wisconsin. My time was good here. I had a good time. I actually didn't think that I would do that well here. I mean, I wasn't sure, right? Because in the military, when you get move up in the ranks, the higher you go, the harder it gets, right? But I did really well against my peers. I mean, I did good. I performed well, and you know, when they would ask me if I was going to retire, I mean, I never said yes, because if you do that, you automatically put yourself in a different basket. You know what I mean? I just told them, I said, well, if I'm still competitive and my file looks good and my evaluations look good, and if the Army's willing to work with me and give me the next assignment that I want to go to, I'll stick around. That's what I told my boss, and that's what he told his boss. So that was the thought. And I held true to that. I said, if the Army's willing to work with me, meaning I'm not in Korea somewhere in a foxhole, because I've done all that stuff. I didn't want to go back over there. But if the Army was willing to give me an assignment that I would enjoy and I'd be passionate about, I'd stick around and maybe do one more promotion. And so I got that. So what's next for me? I'm leaving here and I'm going to the East Coast. And I'm going to be coaching and mentoring and instructing, keyword instructing. I'm going to be a teacher for cadets. And the school that I'm going to go to is a military college. So looking at probably 200, 250 cadets that are there all the time. And their sole focus is to become Army officers in the United States military, in the Army. And so I'm really looking forward to that. And guess what? I'm not even there yet. I don't even report there for like 2 more months. And guess what? I'm nervous. I have anxiety because I'm already thinking when I get there, there's going to be people who's under me, subordinates, that are going to probably come to me for mentorship and coaching. And I don't even know what we're teaching. And I don't even know what the curriculum is. So today, on my first, actually tomorrow I start out processing, but today, before I left work, I went and talked to the supply guy and I got me a brand new Green Leaders book. You can even see the plastic still on there, right? It's brand new, and I'm going to start consuming stuff. So whenever I go to this new job, day one, I'll start consuming whatever's going on, and I'm going to put myself on a 30-day time clock to make sure I understand how the organization works from top to bottom to left to right and everything within it. Who's who in the zoo, who does what, things like that. And I think that helps me get rid of any anxiety and stress that I may have. And I control what I can control within my scope. My friend, Top Dog, he did a video on anxiety, and he talked a lot about the Bible. And I am a biblical person as well. And the way I see that is, the good Lord or whoever your maker is or whatever you believe in or however it goes down, whatever your thoughts are, somebody has given you the mental capacity and the energy, and they've given you the physical capabilities, the mental capabilities to wake up every morning and put your feet on the floor. If you have that, okay, some people don't, but if you do have that, from that point on, when your feet hit the floor, in my opinion, it's your job to do the rest. The good Lord, the maker, whoever you believe in, he gave you the mental and physical capabilities to go execute your mission. And if you look at some of my previous videos, I talked about the type of cards that you were dealt. You have to play the cards you were dealt, whether they were good, bad, whatever they were. You take those cards and you execute the best you can, and you do the best job that you can. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave here on a good note. 2 years here, everything's good. Going to the East Coast. I'll be out of here in about 2 more weeks once I out process. And my long-term game now that I'm leaving here in good standing, and I did really well here as an officer. This was a key development job, by the way. So a key development is like a job that you have to do well in. And if you don't do well in it, you don't advance to the next promotion. So I came here and basically did what I was supposed to. And at the next assignment, what I want to do is go have a good time. I want to teach cadets. I want to have fun. If you notice in some of my other videos, I'm doing challenges. I'm doing a sober challenge. Now I'm doing a diet challenge. I'm trying to get down from 179 to 160. I'm trying to lose 20 pounds. I want to get chiseled up. I want to get rock solid, and I'll do a video on that later. That's the challenge I'm trying to do, and I'm going to try to do some other challenges as well. But so that's what I'm looking forward to, and I'm having a good time doing it. My long game is if I'm competitive to get one more promotion, and I can be close enough to my family to where I can go see them on Friday nights, Saturday, and Sundays, and be with them around the dinner table, I think I'm going to give it one more shot, because I don't want to have no regrets when I leave the military. I don't want to be retired and say, man, I could have did one more. I don't want to do that. So far, everything's working out for me. But yeah, this video was about anxiety and stress and what I've been doing and what's coming up for me. And hey, if you're watching this, we would love to have you subscribe. Post a comment below. The channel's growing. I think we got 24 subscribers. I want to get to 30. I wanted to get to 30 by Sunday, but that didn't happen. That was my goal. That was a large goal. That was a hefty goal, but I haven't posted in a few days. I kind of got burned out there for a little bit, but I'm back on tonight, and I'm going to try to start posting again. But yeah, please subscribe, comment, and check out some of the other videos, and let me know what you think. We'll see you on the next one.